Baby Shark, do. Except it's not doo-doo, but it's definitely interesting. Hi, I'm John, this is Two Brothers RC, I can't sing, and this is the FMS Integral.
That was cool.
Have you ever been to a big turbine event at your local airfield and marveled at all the massive Italian sport jets that cost more than my car? Now you can have your very own in ducted fan form. But before we go any further here, there's this really asinine claim that some people are making that this is somehow a beginner jet. Look at it! It has flaps and retracts, it is heavy as all hell, it is anything but a beginner jet. Could it function as a trainer jet? Yes, but you are huffing cooked off lipo fumes if you think this jet is beginner level, because it ain't. It stalls like a mofo and the weight makes it prone to accelerated stalls while maneuvering.
Okay, we're gonna go power off stall testing right about now. 3, 2, 1, pulling full back elevator. And it alternates. Whoa. So we had a primary stall that was dropping one wing and then choosing to drop the next one. Then we had a secondary stall trying to come out of it after I let go of the elevator input. Let's put it into an accelerated stall. So let's go ahead and go up. Half throttle, leave it running like that. We're gonna pull the stick and see what it does. Starting to stall right now, you can see it bucking, and it dropped the wing pretty hard. So we had 2 warnings that it was going to stall. The wing started to violently rock, and then it dropped finally when the lift was broken, when the airflow no longer kept flowing over the wings correctly. Now we're gonna do a full dirty stall. Drop the gear, full flaps coming in, and we're gonna come in like most people do when they were wondering why their plane crashed. Hold elevator, and now it's starting to get mushy, and it drops the wing and spirals to the ground. Get the gear back up.
You are better off learning to fly jets on a Viper 70mm. At least it's less expensive. This trend of calling everything a beginner jet just because it was sent to your channel to review needs to stop. If you're gonna run a YouTube channel and try selling this jet to people, you might make some sales by calling it a beginner jet, but it is very obviously anything but that. And I'd rather sell this jet to people who are ready to buy it and ready to fly it, not dupe people into thinking that it's a beginner airplane, because it's not. And you're not doing anyone any favors by pretending that it is. If you've got some jet experience, Integral should be pretty easy to fly for you. Now be aware, it is touchy on the roll axis. Aileron input is going to require more expo than you're probably used to. It is positively stable on a 5000 battery, which is a really nice way of saying that it felt kind of nose heavy to me.
So far, first impressions are it's a very positively stable jet, meaning that it is resisting my control inputs. I'm not able to make it tumble like I can with a Viper 70 or 90. It's not your typical sport jet flying experience, but it's pretty similar to how most other sport jets fly. It's just not as pitch sensitive as I want it to be, which is okay. Like, here's sticks inward. Not a whole lot of down pitch authority. Not entirely unexpected. I'd probably have to run a lighter battery pack to get it to tumble. Does great graceful barrel rolls so far. Let's go and do a half-point roll out of a loop. Pretty good. Just tracks really well like anything I expect. Loops are pretty good so far too. Very sensitive on the roll rate. This is 150% travel, 100% rates with 55% expo, and it's still kind of feeling a little twitchy to me on the aileron axis.
To get it to fly the way I wanted to fly it, I had to hang SMC 4400 batteries off of the first strap in the compartment, which made it balance over the main wheels and gave it a ton of pitch authority, at the risk of the pack flying off in the air. Now, it's not going to fly like a Viper 90mm, so it's definitely got some aggressiveness to it. For those of you looking to get into integrals, your first step into 80mm jets, the main takeaways to fly it successfully are to keep a light hand on the sticks and don't jank it around by stick smashing. It's not going to stall hard on you unless you try flying it with no airspeed. There's a couple of things that airplanes are not: monster trucks or kites. They need airspeed to fly and they don't like being smashed into the ground, especially when they're as heavy as this bird is. So keep that in mind when you're flying it and keep your airspeed up while you're maneuvering it, and try to touch down without slamming it in. It's got great gear, but even the best gear can be broken in a strong impact. As far as speed goes, I could not be arsed to put in a GPS to figure it out because I don't care about speed. Beyond 100 miles an hour, it's basically impossible for the human eye to tell the difference between various speeds. I don't chase numbers, that isn't why I fly. I know some guys love doing that, but that's just not my thing. Integral is fast, it's more than enough for most people. Is it the fastest jet ever made? Absolutely not. Anyone telling you that is flat out wrong. Let's hop into the review, starting with the landing gear, which does have functional wheels with an incredible suspension system, and the retracts do operate flawlessly. Where the gear have issues is with the nose steering servo. Multiple people have confirmed that the nose servo needs some additional glue because the factory might not have used enough. Don't use thin CA here. Medium CA should be enough to make the servo stay put. I'm dinging Integral here because it comes with hard plastic wheels. I know it's possible to sell airplanes with softer wheels that don't sound like a dumpster rolling down 5 flights of stairs. Horizon got FMS to do it for the Viper 70 from E-flite. I want to see every manufacturer move away from these hard plastic wheels as soon as possible. Integral gets a 4 out of 5 here. In terms of flight time, the average that I got was about 3 minutes and 30 seconds on SMC 4400 high voltage batteries. Those of you running less powerful batteries can reasonably expect 3-minute flights. The best that I could get was about 4 minutes and 15 seconds with throttle management, so Integral gets a 4 out of 5 here. In terms of agility, it is not lacking. Integral will do just about everything that you expect from a sport jet. It can be flown in the narrow runway corridor that all my jets fly in, and it's not hard to adjust the battery location to get an aft CG, and it takes off and lands without struggling. Integral gets a 5 out of 5 in the agility category. In terms of fit and finish, the fit and finish is pretty good. I'm not commenting about the looks though, I know that's pretty polarizing. It's a very interesting airplane. Everyone either loves it or they hate it. All I'm judging here is whether it meets the checklist criteria. I don't have any dog in this race. The paint is great with no weird bubbling or damage. The entire airframe features gapless hinges, except for the flaps, which are foam hinged as per usual with FMS. The decals are stickers, unfortunately. Integral gets a 4 out of 5 in the fit and finish section, giving it an overall score of 17 out of 20. It's a fun jet to fly, but if you want my personal viewpoint on it, it's not a jet that I would have personally bought, because it's not the kind of jet that I'm interested in, and that's okay. I'm happy that FMS sent it over to review, but I don't let that color my impression of the jet. The reason I moved over to these standardized review systems in the videos lately is to hold myself accountable and fairly judge the airframe without any cognitive biases. Is it weird looking? Yeah, but it's fun, and that's what this hobby is all about. Circling back to the beginning of the video, just a reminder that nothing about this jet is beginner level. When someone tells you that a jet this heavy and this expensive is a beginner jet, they are lying to you. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but I don't put bald-faced lies into my videos to try to convince people to buy something from my affiliate links. I'd like to think that I've got more integrity and respect for y'all than to lie to my subscribers just to try to get a few more clicks on those links. If you're gonna buy something, I'd rather you did it because you believe that I'm being honest with you about how it performs. And these channels are doing nobody else on YouTube any favors. All they do is give ammunition to the crowd that thinks if it's on YouTube, it's gotta be a lie. And with these channels, they are unfortunately not wrong. For now, this has been John at Two Brothers RC, and those are the facts as I see them. And if you think more influencers should start being upfront and honest about these airframes, hop on Discord and let us know what you think in person. Be sure to hit that like button too, and we'll see you again next upload.
Yep, that's what good antenna placement will get you. The wind's kind of picking up just a little bit, so we're going to do our best to land in it.